It's the kid, it's the kid, it's the kid, it's the kid, it's the kid here for another real talk. Hopefully, and I think you guys are saying that you like this series that I'm doing where, I just delve into some real kind of topics, the kind of topics that people try and shy away with, and I want to try and eliminate them now. So this is also another pretty big one. Religion. How I remained spiritual, but how I left religion. So from the very first moment I knew anything, before I knew anything, I was Catholic, Christian Catholic, 100%. Like, the very first thing I knew was every Sunday we go to church. We must respect the Bible, had teachings about the Bible, had my confirmation, and so forth. So that was just the thing. Every single Sunday, church. And for me, I was a guy that's boom, I had to pray every night, kneel down every night, pray. God is the one, blah, blah. The white Jesus and everything. I fully accepted everything because that's all I knew. I didn't know anything else. I was just a young kid. So I think the questioning, because I think there were a few times when, I'd just sit down in church and be like, I mean, there are not too many black people around in this paint, but I just sort of said, well, it doesn't really matter. Look, it's just you don't question. The whole point is you don't question. It's all about faith. You don't question. It's all about faith. So okay, that's fine. So I now go over to school now. In London, like it's like a Catholic school and everything. So we always had chapel, church every single time. And for me, this is when, as I grow a lot old and everything, and maybe because I was a teenager, I got a bit more rebellious. I was like, bro, this stuff isn't very exciting. I know I'm supposed to go to stuff and everything, but it's just not very exciting, So there were times when I used to skip. I used to skip. I used to, use special tactics to skip, and more times than not, I'd actually get away with it. So there was one time when I didn't get away with it. And I was brought in, by this teacher and so forth. And he asked me, wait, so did you not go to chapel? I was like, yeah, sorry, I didn't go. They said, nope, you will have to go the next time. So as I went the next time, then I just thought to myself, wait a minute. So I'm not given a choice with regards to this church thing. This isn't a lesson. Because again, you're brought into school to learn. So it is by force you go to that lesson. You have to, because that's why you're here. You're here to learn and to get educated. But the whole school system, I'll talk about that. I said, wait a minute. So it's now by force, I have to go to church. It is by force that I have to adhere to this religion. By force, I simply just have to. So then I said to myself that if I'm being forced to come here, then I'm going to feel a certain way about where I am. So as I was sitting in chapel and everything, I was like, okay, I've got some questions. I have some questions here. And as I grew older and so forth, and as actually even towards the end of school, I used to skip so much that my housemaster was like, look, forget it, because me and my Japanese friend, we used to just skip so much. So we were like, he was like, look, forget it. You guys can just do whatever you want. So then, leaving school and everything, so me in my adult age, then I just said, this whole church thing, what is this stuff about? And as I grew older, I grew more. Look, I was not great at science in the minutiae sense, but just science in the much more in the macro sense of how does the world really work? What is this whole thing about evolution? What is this earth? What are the tangible facts that I can really grab onto? And as I was just learning much more about science and about just how things work based on the little human intelligence that we had, then just saying to myself, okay, why? So, because I keep asking myself, okay, why am I a Christian? Am I a Christian because I believe in it? Do I go to church because I believe in it? Or am I a Christian and go to church because I'm told to? Because my mom told me to. And even me and my mom, we had a big, huge falling out. Because my mom is a devout Christian, 100% Christian. And we had a massive falling out. And because she asked me that, okay, because I was like, look, I don't feel I want to go to church. on Sunday for Christmas because I don't believe in the concept of religion and the church, which I'll get onto. And had a massive fun on that because I said so like I don't think I believe in Jesus because I don't think there's enough empirical evidence based on Jesus, and I'm not going to believe a book because I'm like, who wrote this book? Who are the people who wrote this book? Why should I believe the people that wrote this book? And then just massive following and everything because I'm like, okay, fair enough, cool, But I'm going to question because if the creator gave me a brain, he gave me the brain to question, and I'm using my brain to question. I have no questions about who wrote this Bible. Why should I believe this Bible? Because someone wrote this book. Someone wrote this book. And you find that probably several people wrote this book. But as I looked at religion, then you now learn about priests molesting altar boys. Learn about the different factions within Christianity and how you have warring factions within Christianity and so forth. Because I remember there was one time we went to church in Nigeria and the priest said, we do it like this, but we don't do it like those guys over. I was like, so you're sort of now at odds with different factions within the same religion? I think to myself, okay, so why is the Christian God more real than Islam's Allah? And Islam's Allah more real than the Judaism things? So I just said, you know what? I don't think religion for me just felt so much of an institution. And it's felt so much of an institution where voices of dissent aren't allowed. And I'm one of those guys that I have to question. So it doesn't mean I believe or anything, but I have to question. So if you're not even going to allow me to question, you're not even going to allow me to get into a conversation, then we have issues. Because I remember there was one time when I was in Hyde Park, Speaker's Corner, where these different religions go at each other. And I was speaking to this student, and this dude said that, if you have to believe in Jesus, if you don't believe in Jesus, you're going to hell. And I was like, okay, so what if I'm a philanthropist? I've dedicated my entire life helping people, giving money away, helping kids, and just trying to enrich the lives of others, but I don't believe in Jesus. Do I go to hell? This guy says, yes, you'll still go to hell. The only way to heaven is you must accept Jesus Christ as your Lord, Savior, and you must. And I was like, all right. So as for me, I would say like, look, I still believe in prayer, 100%. I still believe in prayer. I still believe there's a creator, and I still, because there are things that have happened to me that can't be explained by science, that just feel otherworldly and spiritual. Hence why I just feel in the concept of prayer to a creator, not to the Christian God or Muslim God, just to the general creator of all. But with regards to religion, again, for me as well, I remember there was one time I was sitting in church in Nigeria as well, and I was like, look, I'm in this church, everyone here is black. And I'm looking at all of the pages, and I'm looking at the crucifix, and I'm looking at just white people all around. So, okay, let's flip it. Would a church in, let's say, rural America or in England, or in somewhere in Eastern Europe, or full of white people, would they be happy to worship a Jesus that had brown skin, brown eyes, and curly hair, which is how he had to have looked as a Jew in those times? Just saying. The image that is projected upon us that we have to worship is white, long hair, fair skin, blue eyes, which is impossible. That Jesus couldn't have looked like that. It's literally impossible. So that's why and for me, like, look, many of my family members are devoutly religious, seriously religious. So I can't go against them, and I've got nothing against them because look, they're still my family. I love them, like my uncles, my aunts, and so forth. They are hardcore into religion. So it's really nothing against them, and religion can be helpful. Religion can be helpful, and I feel that, especially in places like in Nigeria where there's serious poverty and so forth, and people are struggling, religion is the only way that people can really go through day by day. Because you take a religion from some of these countries, you will have anarchy, and you just have a country rip itself apart. So religion is the only thing that's sort of keeping it within itself, because that's something that people can just use to with regards to just motivating themselves. Anything you can use to motivate yourself to go through every single day, you need it. Because it's very easy for like Richard Dawkins, who's a rich white dude, to be like, oh no, let's forget about religion and everything. But if you're poor, have nowhere to go, you're struggling through, you need something to make you get up in the morning. And if it's religion, so be it. Because as long as it's not harming anyone, it's just your personal motivation to help you go through with every day. So that's cool. But just for me, I feel that religion can be harmful. Because remember, that same Bible was used to enslave people. The Ku Klux Klan and the white slave masters used the Bible to enslave black people. That's what they did. And just the thing that really doesn't sit well with me, is in Africa, we had religions long before the Europeans. Way before the Europeans. We had our own religions and so on and so forth. This thing called Christianity, and then here is the thing that just really unsettles me. Christianity was given to us by the English and so forth. You know, the Richard the Lion, the Crusades, all that kind of stuff, they were given to us by the English, carrying the massive golden cross with their horses. But we look at England now, and England has one of the lowest rates of religious believers and churchgoers. But in places in Africa, it's one of the highest rates of Christianity. So the country that gave us Christianity, that country itself and its people don't even really believe in that, and most of them don't even really follow that. But we still do, which was given to us by these people who help enslave us and name towns and so forth afterwards and steal most of our bronze materials and so forth. That's just what unsettles me, and that's just what really, really unsettles me. Again, I'm not saying that people should cut off things and so forth, but that's just what I'm just bringing forth, and that's why I felt that it was best for me to step away from the religious house and so forth, just based on just these questions and just these things that unsettle me. And I just said, if you're ever in a place and you don't feel right, you've got to leave. And every time I walked into a church, I was like, I don't feel happy to be here. I don't feel settled to be here. I just feel uneasy whenever I'm in a place of church, because I just got so many burning questions. So I just think the best thing for me is that I've got to step. Maybe I'll refine it in my future life. Maybe I will refine it. Maybe I'll get born again and so forth. But for right now, I'm sticking with prayer and spirituality. But it's just one of those things of where and even as well on even the side notes, how many popes have there been? How many popes have there been? There's not been a single pope that's been black. Say without what you will, there's not been a single pope that's been black. So that they're just particular questions about how does this religion of Christianity work really? How does it truly work? What is it truly about? Of course, it is there to help people, and it has helped people. 100% has it helped people, but there's another side that just got questions. This is me. Peace out, stay true. Remember to subscribe. I'll see you guys with more real talk.